But this kid did not stop. He just kept running, and I see the deep end of the pool approaching. He just keeps running, and I see the pool, I see the water, and I'm thinking he's gonna stop before he went, and he almost hesitated, and then he just kept running, and he just jumped right into the pool. You're good? Oh my gosh. You hungry? You're hungry?
Yes.
You have a good time at swimming? Yeah.
I gotta go see.
You enjoyed it? You loved swimming?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about swimming today? What was your favorite thing to do?
It was
Float.
jump in the water.
I saw you.
And the deep water, and I didn't even fall.
Good job. So you guys, the craziest thing just happened to me, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Today was just, you know, from the beginning of the day, today it just felt a little bit off. It just felt a little bit off, and I don't know, I just felt, I can't say I knew that something was gonna go bad, or I knew that something was gonna go wrong, but it just felt a little bit off. Long story short, we got to swimming. We got there early. This is our second time there because last week we ended up missing our session because the kids were sick. So this was our second week. I feel like I'm more comfortable because I already went my first week, and you guys know my eldest daughter just so happened to get off work a little bit early and she got to come with. So I just felt a little bit more comfortable knowing that I knew the routine now, you know. Whenever I'm with the kids, I leave early. I'm that person. I like to get out the door early because I know it's just me and my two hands. So whatever it is that I do, I've got to move fast. I want to be there on time. It's easy to fall behind when you are a mom taking care of two kids by yourself. So we ended up getting there early, and we sat in a little section that you can sit in and spectate just because we were early. And whenever I take my kids swimming, another thing I usually do is, especially for a girl, it's easy to just throw like a frock, a dress, who says frock anymore, but just easy to throw a dress on over your bathing suit. That way it's just like swoop and we're good to go, and that's good for winter or summer. So the weather's not too bad outside, so we ended up just doing the dress thing, and that was easy. I could just go into spectator and just boop, and she's done. And she wears like Crocs on her feet that are easy to slip off, so we did that. So where we were is a spectator area, but they also have like a little gate that you can push and pull, and people have been exiting through this gate and entering through this gate since the first day we went to swimming. We weren't aware that we weren't really supposed to go through this. So when we were going through, this guy came up and he's like, no, you can't go through here. It's for emergencies only. And you have to walk all the way around. And all the way around means you have to go through the main door, walk all the way through the actual center itself to get all the way back to the change rooms, and then all the way back through the change rooms to get back onto the deck. And I was literally right there. You know what? Rules are rules. They don't change for me. So I adhere to the rules, even though I was literally a step away from just being on the deck, and no one was over in this area. He could have said, you know, we usually do this, but we'll let this slip and pass. He didn't say that. He just basically told me to go walk around. And I wasn't mad because I don't mind. It's rules. Rules are rules. So I didn't mind following it. I walked all the way around, came back around, and something else happened, but you know, honestly, it's not really relevant to the main story that I'm going to tell you, so I'm not even going to go into it. But it was kind of like, no sir, but sure. Anyways, long story short, I dropped my child off, and then I went back in with my toddler in the same waiting area where we were before, and the gate was closed. I made sure the gate was pulled all the way up. Like I said, it's just like it's supposed to be kind of like a big heavy weighted gate. It has no initial lock, you know, it could be pushed away, but you have to be kind of like a stronger kid. I think my kid is right on the cusp of being able to push it, but he wasn't pushing it. He didn't even go by it. So yeah, we were fine. But then this lady got up with her child. She had a little baby and she had like a 4-year-old or something along the lines, and they went through the gate and they pushed it up and they didn't secure it as tight. It wasn't closed all the way, and he slipped through. So just from looking at the gate appeared closed, so nothing seemed out of the ordinary to me. I thought they closed the gate completely. He was walking back and forth and it was fine, and it was so hot. The one thing about these swimming places is that it's so humid. It is so hot in there, so I kept using my top. I was like, oh my gosh, just like patting my face because I just felt like I was just melting. So I literally did this for like 2 seconds because him and I were just interacting. We were just doing stuff, and then by the time I went like this, I went like this for a second, and by the time I went down, I looked and he is outside the gate. Oh my gosh, my heart sank because here I am inside where I was standing, and now he just seems so far, even though it's not far where we are because he's pacing back and forth. But yeah, he was outside the gate. So I immediately go into mommy mode and I'm like, Zabby, stop! And I know my son and I know him very well, and he booked it. He took off. And so here I am with the backpack on my back, and now I have to book it while I'm like in this place, go around the fence, and then book it out there on the deck. So he just takes off, and I'm saying thank you God for allowing me to still have, you know, the energy to chase after this boy, because I ran so fast, Joe. But this kid did not stop. He just kept running, and I see the deep end of the pool approaching, and he just kept, and when I say the deep end, it's not the deepest end because that is far back, but it's still a deep end where little kids aren't supposed to be. It's probably still like 4 or 5 feet deep or something along the lines. He just keeps running, and I see the pool, I see the water, and I'm thinking he's gonna stop before he went, and he almost hesitated, and then he just kept running, and he just jumped right into the pool. I could not believe it. Like, I couldn't believe this kid jumped into the pool, and luckily I was so close. Like I was just sprinting. I just dove on the deck. I went down on my knees, and he fell and was submerging to the bottom. I literally just pushed my hand down and yanked him up so fast, and he came up like, oh, you know, and my heart just sank. I couldn't even wrap my head around how quick this all happened. I could only imagine what would happen if I wasn't even paying attention at all. Like, it happened in the split of an eye, the blink of an eye. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'm still a little bit in shock. Long story short, I took him out, I walked him over. He is soaked from head to toe because everything about him went under, his arms included. I literally had to, like, he's on his back just floating all the way down or sinking all the way down, and I had to just shove my hands down in there and yank him out. That is the scariest moment for any parent. Like, I could tear up just thinking about it. I tried not to panic. All the moms and stuff are sitting there just watching. I could have lost my son, y'all. One thing I realized is that no one comes to my rescue. No one comes to even check up on me. No one even comes to see if he's okay. Nobody comes to my rescue. No one comes to check if he's okay. No one asked. The only person that came by was the same guy from before. Kind of just comes by and go, see, this is why we don't open this gate. And I'm thinking, okay, like, I understand, and I did respect what he said, and I walked all the way around, even though he's just like a 19-year-old kid. Like, I respected the rules. But this is not the time to say that. Your first reaction should be, is he okay? Nobody cared enough to ask. Nobody cared enough to check up on him. Not even a lifeguard. Like, he could have ingested water. Nobody cared. Nobody cared to even come and check up on my son, to even come and check up to see how we're doing. Everyone just left me to myself. I'm back at home right now into this moment. No one, not one person came and still checked to see if we're okay. I'm at a loss for words, seriously. I can't believe this has happened to me, because this is, you know, all my kids, we've done swimming as young as they were, and we've never had this happen. Mind you, if you guys are unfamiliar with me, this is my first boy among 5 children. We have 4 girls, and none of them has ever done anything like this. He is definitely high energy. He is definitely head fast. He doesn't stop to think. He's a climber. He climbs on, like, he is a boy. Like, He's definitely all boy, and it's different, but I love it. The one thing that I have realized though is that I get a little nervous when he's in the hands of anyone else, because I know how busy he is. Me being a mom taking care of him, I don't mind, because I have the energy to chase after him, and I have that same desire and the passion to do it. Like I don't feel any type of way about him having high energy, being high energy and just being him. I love it, and I embrace it wholeheartedly. But it just makes me nervous. Like if I was to even send him to daycare, I'm grateful that I get to be a stay-at-home mom. Kind of like hone in. I want him to be who he is, but I also want to kind of, hone in on it a little bit, just so he knows like obedience, listening is key, and so he can listen to help make sure he keeps himself safe. But he is still only 2. He is only a toddler, and it's definitely a challenge. So yeah, that was my experience for today. The day is still young. It's literally like still young, and I'm still just trying to wrap my head around it. He was out at lunch today with his colleagues at work, and it happened earlier where I could have called him, but I already took care of him and everything. I just didn't even want to call him during that time frame, because I'm like, he's on break. So I called him and spoke to him about it, or he called me, I think, when he was leaving to go back to work, and that's when I finally updated him. But yeah, the funniest thing in all of this too was when we were going, I packed the swim bag and I grabbed my wallet, and I even went back into my traditional baby bag that I usually carry, and I took out like a t-shirt, and the pants that was in there was too small, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go grab a pair of pants. He's a big boy. I never usually need anything from the bag ever. I couldn't tell you the last time I've had to change his clothes or anything. So it's funny, the things that were in that bag were a little bit kind of they're on the cusp of not fitting, because they've just been there for so long. The day when I was transferring them to the swing bag, I took out the top for safety, and I was like, you know what, I could just bring the pants. And I grabbed the diaper to carry, because I just didn't want to carry the big diaper bag only for an hour at swimming. So the pants I left, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to run and get anything. If anything was to change, it would be the top. How about this happened, and then we're there, everything is soaked, everything is it's just drenched. The heat, like I tried to use the heater to heat stuff, it wasn't gonna do anything, because this stuff is drenched. Jeans, pants, like no, it was not gonna dry in time. So he basically had to come home in a diaper, and luckily I had a top. And then I'm like, just my luck, like this is how life works. It's just so strange how things happen, but I'm just thrilled that he's happy, that he's safe, and that he's okay. And I just pray he didn't ingest any water. When he came up, he didn't act as if he did. I think he was probably kind of startled, and he held his breath as he was going down. I yanked him as he was starting to submerge. Like it all happened so fast. My mommy intuition just like kicked in, and I was like, just grabbed him. I'm just gonna keep watching him, because I know you're still supposed to watch your kid after he came home. He had a lot of, he had a strong appetite. He's already eaten, and he took a little mini nap on the way home. So overall, he seems to be doing decently okay. Like he seems to be doing well. After the whole ordeal happened, he just sat with me, and he understood that what he did was not okay. I think he too was startled. So he just sat, and he didn't flinch or move. He played. He was playing with his toys, but he didn't get up to go run around like he typically would. It was just a very, I don't want to say embarrassing moment too, because you know when you're at swimming, it's just like big open glass, everywhere is open. The moms are all watching, the people outside the main area, they're all watching. Anyone who sees is just watching, and no one says anything. And I literally have to do like the walk of shame back and forth with my child, and like no one asks, no one says anything. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I usually say I hope you guys enjoy this video, but I mean, I don't know what to say, because I don't want to use my son's my experience with my sons to be like an enjoyment in this negative context. But I just thank you guys for listening. Leave a comment, let me know if you guys have ever experienced anything like this, or anything scary like this with your child. If your child's ever fallen into the pool, like Oh, it's like one of the scariest things, and this is exactly why Baze and I have always debated about if we'd have a pool, because we had one in our old house, but he was not born yet. So the irony is we moved away from that house and then he's here. So I don't know about him having a pool or us having a pool anytime with this little one around. He definitely will have to have swimming lessons before a pool could ever be a thing for us, because he is fast and in the blink of an eye he can be out there doing something. And yeah, so leave a comment and let me know if you guys have ever experienced your kid falling in the pool, or just anything like scary that kind of just like shocks you as a parent. And also let me know if you're a parent of of both genders. If you're a parent of both girls and boys, did you really find that boys were just more active and just kept you on your toes a bit? I'm just being mindful of my words. I know he is definitely energetic. He is go, 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 go. And like I said, I don't ever think it's a bad thing. It is who he is, and I love it because it's so different. I'm experiencing something different that I've never experienced even with my daughters. So I embrace it, but at the same time, like, I can't deny the fact that he keeps me busy. So I'm curious to know if you guys, you moms out there of boys, feel the exact same way. Anyways, don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if there's a mom out there who's, that's gone through the same thing, or just share it with moms out there who are taking their little ones to swimming. Just be aware that at the end of the day, like, in the blink of an eye, something can happen. So definitely hold on to your little ones while you're in these areas, because I trusted this gate and I won't trust it ever again. Like, I will never trust it again. My eyes, I'm just gonna be doing double what I was doing before. I don't like to be a helicopter parent, but sometimes you have to in certain places. So don't let your guard down, because it can be a scary incident, can happen in the blink of an eye, and you don't want to lose your children. This is how we came home today. Just him in a diaper because his clothes was drenched. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and change. Right? You need to change. Oh my gosh. I'm still in shock. I still have to watch you for the rest of the day, sir. Yeah, attitude. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all. You guys, look at this clothes. Everything is soaked. Pants, soaked. Yeah. And I had a bucket in the car to just kind of toss the wet stuff in because they're really, really wet. Like, I have to, yeah, they are super, super wet.